LeBron James getting set for tip-off on ESPN between the Heat and the Lakers. This starts an important homestand for Los Angeles where they need to capitalize, maybe a New Year's resolution in 2024. Welcome inside our Los Angeles studios. He is Stephen A. Smith. He is the legend Michael Wilbon. He is Bob Myers. I'm Malika Andrews. So let's talk a little bit about the Miami Heat, Bob, because we spent a lot of time on the Lakers in all of this. Miami has been up and down in terms of injuries, and yet they still sit at fourth in the Eastern Conference.
That's an organizational record, in my opinion. And they have a good roster. But Eric Spoelstra may be best in the league at getting his team ready to play every night, developing players. The guys they show up with beat the Warriors the other night. They had a guy named Kane who hadn't done anything all year. He shows up, he gets 18 points.
Who was this guy?
Who's this guy? But that's a testament to what they do. And I said it before in one of the segments. I said they don't beat themselves. And that's a compliment. And you got to beat them. And the Lakers are the Heat are going to show up. You better bring physicality, you better bring the effort, or you'll get beat. And that's what the Heat do, and they've been doing it for a long time.
We're getting to a weird point in the season because there's so many teams in contention, more than we usually see.
And you never count out Miami.
No, you never do. But in both conferences, but in the West, Malika, you drop a couple of games. The Lakers are already dealing with play-in circumstances.
Yep.
They've got this long stretch of home games. They need to, we talked about in 11 home games, they need to have minimum 8-3 record, probably 9-2, to make some room here. Well, this game becomes important. We're in the first week of January talking about important games. That rarely legitimately happens in the NBA.
Yeah, it feels like saying must win, Stephen A., in this situation already for LA.
Well, I wouldn't say a must win. I'm just not satisfied with what I'm seeing from them. But if that's not this game, you know what, you got 10 of your next 11 games at home, or 11 to 12. I forgot which one it was.
Yep.
But the bottom line is this. I mean, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are playing lights out. You need guys to show up and do their job. And I wasn't engaging in hyperbole. I wasn't laughing. I was dead serious when I said, listen, every place ain't Southern California. I take the rest of those players out. I show them around. Say, you want to be here? You sure? You know what I'm saying? Because there's other places for you to go.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of other destinations for you to go to. If you don't get it together, we're going to get somebody that will help LeBron James and Anthony Davis, because Lord knows they're doing their part.
Well, and the deadline for that is coming up on January 15th, right, when more of their players will be eligible to not be in a Lakers
for a box of cookies
anymore. Tip-off, that's coming up next.
The NBA on ESPN is presented all season long by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And in part by Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen.
Beautiful Wednesday night in downtown Los Angeles. Crypto.com Arena expecting a sellout. Lakers starting a 5-game homestand. The Heat in the midst of a 5-game West Coast trip. Second meeting of the season between these two teams. They played in Miami, a 1-point game earlier this year. As we welcome you to an NBA Wednesday. And it's presented by State Farm. Well, LeBron James turned 39 this past Saturday, and he leads the Lakers in scoring. Meanwhile, for the Miami Heat, Tyler Hero, he's going to turn 24 later this month, and he leads the Heat in scoring, as both teams looking for a victory tonight here on a Wednesday night. And good evening, everyone. Along with Doc Rivers, Mike Breen on hand, George Sedano with us as well. Matchup of the two teams that were eliminated by the Denver Nuggets last year. Of course, the Heat in the NBA Finals and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. It's also a matchup of two of the elite centers in the NBA. Let's start with the Lakers. Anthony Davis. Yeah, the Lakers struggling right now, but it's not Davis's fault. Has he played any better than he's had in this stretch?
Really he hasn't, and not for this long. And the biggest thing is you look at his minutes played. He's healthy, he's playing well. We've always known he's one of the great defensive players in our league. Doesn't get enough credit defensively, but what he's doing now, he's playing offense, he's blocking shots, he's running the floor. He is doing everything right now for the Lakers.
And Doc, not just the minutes, but he's only missed 2 games so far this season. Then we go to the Miami Heat. Bam Adebayo, there's no question he's playing the best basketball of his career.
Yeah, talking to Coach Bo before the game, he said he should be the most improved player the last 5 years. When you watch him play, everything you say is better than last year. That's what makes him so special. He just keeps getting better.
So the Heat come in with a record of 19-14. The Lakers 17-17. Our starting lineups brought to you by Icy Hot. Well, for the Heat, Nikola Jovic, just his 20-year-old. In his second year, he's getting the start. No Jimmy Butler tonight. Meanwhile, for the LA Lakers, more changes to the starting lineup for Darvin Ham. Austin Reeves, that is.
I like that guy.
I do that once a game. Austin Reeves back in the starting lineup where he was to begin the season. Then he moved to the bench and played very effectively. What's the reason for this, Doc?
I think shooting, if you just want to say it. The Lakers are still searching. You know, you look at Miami, they've had all these different lineups, and the reason is because of injury. But the Lakers are still trying to find the perfect lineup. I actually like this switch because now they have more shooting on the floor, and they need more shooting on the floor.
By the way, do you want me to mention all your children?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just so they don't feel left out. All right, so the Heat, one of the better road teams in the NBA. They're 10-8 on the